Welcome to My Hometown, the program that explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues across Nassau and Suffolk counties and sheds light on the different towns that are making a difference.
Hello and welcome to My Hometown. I'm Bill Horan, along with my co-host, Nassau Community College student Mike DeMarco.
Today we want to introduce to you an organization called Sunshine Alternative Education and Prevention Center, who are working to build drug-free and violence-free communities here on Long Island.
Let's welcome to the show Carol Carter, their founder and CEO. Carol, welcome to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC.
Thank you so much for having me here today. I really appreciate the opportunity to let people know more about Sunshine and to learn about the work we do in the community.
Well, thank you for being here. Carol, first of all, let's talk about you personally. How have you and your family made it through the times of the pandemic?
It's been a struggle here and there. It's just been, I guess, another learning experience, using some coping skills and tools and things that we've needed to do to just, I would say, reduce the anxiety a little bit and to just, know that we can make it through anything, no matter what it is. So it's been a real learning experience for both personally in my family and also at the center.
Well, it's good we're all here today and made it through it. And if we learned a few lessons, I guess that's what life's all about.
Tell us about the history of Sunshine Alternative Education and Prevention Center and why you decided to start the organization.
So I actually started Sunshine from my own personal experiences. Sometimes it is those dark times that make us learn, help shape us into who we're supposed to be. And I always say, like the sunshine, today Sunshine Prevention Center provides hope, warmth, and direction. Today, my experience and those experiences of those dark times allow me to connect with others who may be in, lost hope, maybe those who need a second chance, those who might need to hear that they're not alone, that others have gone through same or similar things. So my struggles in the beginning were with substance use and abuse, alcoholism, and all in my family, and wanting help for my own children, not being able to find any help on the community level. So I ended up finding a program in a local school district that used puppets to talk to kids about alcohol and drugs, about their feelings, self-esteem. And I was trained in that program and ended up bringing that program to the community, a small little workshop for children who at that time were living in homes where there was substance use and abuse. And today, that was the history of it. Today, it's a pretty reputable organization in the community.
Carol, what type of programs and services does the Sunshine Alternative Education and Prevention Center provide?
So, as I had said, it was my own personal experiences, and we're going back 30 years ago, practically. Through those years, there's been many other types of challenges we've gone through. Losing my nephew to suicide, having my daughter going through bullies and teasing, parenting difficult teenagers who are making choices that aren't the best. And through all of those things, I educated myself in those areas, and I learned, where there was help and support, and started and created a program. And today, we have teen support groups. We have parenting groups. We have a summer prevention program, focuses on bullies and teasing, anger management, dealing with, self-esteem issues. A lot of our teen stuff today is dealing with the anxiety and depression that we go out into the community and do outreach on all these topics. And we run an alternative high school program for kids that are kicked out of the regular school, maybe on long-term suspension due to issues relating to maybe substance use behaviors. And lately, we've been getting a lot more with just attendance issues, anxiety issues from COVID. So we also do a lot of outreach to the community and help in many ways during the holidays, food pantries and all. So we have a lot of services a lot of different things that we offer to the community.
It sounds like you're hitting on all the buttons that people will really need, often don't know where to go for, and maybe don't even know there's an organization like yours out there able to help them.
Right. And that's why I'm so thankful to get the opportunity out. We are a small nonprofit. We do not have even an advertising budget, so I can't put our information out there because we really don't have the money to pay for that. So I am so grateful when we have these opportunities to, put it on a podcast or get an interview out there for people to hear about us.
So from what I'm hearing, it's not just for kids and teens, but adults too. What programs do you offer for adults?
So first of all, I was the parent looking for help when it was 30 years ago. And we did start programs. We started anger management. We started other programs for children. But then I found that parents would be dropping their kids off and then coming back and saying, did you teach them how to not be angry anymore? Did you teach them this and that? I'm like, wait, what's wrong with this picture? The parents need to be involved too. Sometimes it's the parents that need how are they letting their anger out? Or what are they role modeling to the children? So when they find that people are not judging them or saying it's their fault or whatever, but they're actually saying, you know what, I went through that too. It was really difficult when I had teenagers and I was trying to get through the teens parenting. So parenting component is a big part of what we do, but then we have been adding a lot more support for adults. We do adult anger management. We do parenting and anger management for people who are referred from the courts, from CPS, Child Protective Services. Maybe something they did, their kids were taken away due to fighting or doing something with substance use or abuse. They might need just a second chance and, someone to help teach them and guide them to show them, where their choices have taken them and where they could maybe make better choices. We also this year have started young adult support groups because we find teenagers that kind of age out of our program, but then where do they go? Early college years, early 20s, there's not a lot of support out there. There's a lot more at risk for suicide, a lot more higher risk with anxiety and depression. So there's a lot of guidance they need. They need to feel they're not alone. And sometimes that quarter life crisis is worse than the midlife crisis, so knowing that there is a place and people that can help guide them and support them. So reaching all ages, doesn't have to be a family, it doesn't have to be a child to come here. It doesn't have to be problems in the family to come here. Prevention means we're trying to get in front of things before maybe they get too big and out of hand.
Carol, you mentioned you deal with the parents of children. How do they get in touch with you, and what should they know about getting in touch? Is it a phone call with a question? Do they come in and talk about their family? Is there an expense factor that they have to know about? Can they afford this even? Do they bring the children with them?
Yeah. So our first step, if someone is interested in possibly seeing what we do or if it might be a fit, is to give us a call, and we do an IFA, which is an initial family assessment. And that was where we go over our programs for their age. We go over what they're looking for, what are some of the challenges they have, and then we see if there's a fit. We are a big resource and referral base. So if it's not, because we can't help everybody, if it's not what they're looking for, then we try to get them in touch with other outside agencies and places that can help them. We are a nonprofit, which means we're a very small organization, and we do have a fee for our programs, but we would never turn a family away for financial reasons. So we still keep our fees low and affordable. We are not counseling or therapy, so we cannot turn this towards insurance to pay the cost. So it is parent fee. Sometimes agencies will pay. Sometimes school districts and other people will pay for the services. But just to give you an example, like the support group that has the parent and the child components, they start with 5 years old and go on up through teenagers. That is $100 a month for the family to attend. So if you broke it down, it's about $25 a week, which is comparable to a copayment. We could still reduce that a little if the family is in need, because even though that's low and affordable, it might not be for some families. And then some of our other programs might just be $10 for the week or a donation to attend. We run an alternative high school program, and they have to be referred from a school district, and the school district pays for their services here.
So what I'm hearing, no one should stay away because of financial reasons. One way or another, it'll probably get worked out, or the amount is so small that another group may come in and actually take care of it for them.
Yes, that's the point I like to get out for sure, because we don't want that to add more stress when they already might be going through stress. But we do want them to be responsible and accountable, though, because a lot of times if things are free, they don't show up. They'll use that. I didn't pay for it. I don't have to worry about it. The initial family assessment, there is no charge. We do crisis intervention sometimes, like something really going on. We will meet with a family right away and provide outside resources for them. And there's no charge for any of that.
Well, before we continue, I just want to add that you are listening to My Hometown on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Mike DeMarco, along with Bill Horan, and today we are learning all about Sunshine Alternative Education and Prevention Center, an organization that is working to build drug-free and violence-free communities here on Long Island. Our guest is Carol Carter, their founder and CEO. Now, Carol, how has the organization adapted during the COVID pandemic? What type of, were you forced to make any changes to sort of go along with everything that was happening?
Yeah, the really good thing about us here is that we're a small little agency. So while we weren't a public school, we're a non-public school. So yes, we were following what the Department of Health said. We were seeing what some of the requirements from state ed, but we were able to make our own decisions here as well. We were able to keep running our school program virtually, like most of the schools, but we had to adapt very quickly because we did not do Google Classroom or anything like that. We're a very small program with 12 students. So we had to quickly learn, which even the public school system had to do that too. But we were able to do the schools the first few weeks. We were able to do the work and deliver it to the families and put it in the mailbox, and then we would go pick it up. But then after we adapted to the Google Classroom, we were able to do everything virtually. We were able to still keep most of the staff working because we run a food pantry, and we created a blessing box, which is a cabinet that's out by the street that has plexiglass that you can see through. And it's blessing boxes are known not just at Sunshine Center, around the country, really. And it just says, take what you like, leave what you can, but above all, be blessed. And what we found was a lot of food pantries were closed. A lot of people couldn't go at certain times to that food pantry when it was open. A lot of people felt embarrassed because now we have a lot more people losing jobs, a lot more people that were not used to something like this. So they were embarrassed. So we found that they didn't have to see anybody here. We were able to track how many, and still we have anywhere from 3 to 12 people a day that come to the blessing box, which if you add that up, it's thousands of people already since COVID-19 started. People, about a third of those people are filling the box or just putting a few items in. The items have things like cat food, dog food, hair shampoo, things that you wouldn't be able to find in a regular food pantry too. And it's been wonderful. So we were able to keep going. We were making care baskets and delivering them to the families. So mostly we were able to keep the center going. We were able to benefit from the PPP loan as well, which allowed us to keep people off of unemployment and keep them employed. Our staff have been amazing, and we're able to adjust to things too. And I just wanted to have them feel like the strong sense of leadership that, you know what, we can get through this. let's figure something out. Let's be able to deal with this and cope with this. And, I tried to be that strong foundation for them. So if they thought that I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? How are we going to handle this? They would be like that too. So I was able to I have my faith and my strength and the skills that I've had in all these years that have allowed me to be a strong foundation for them as well.
Carol, I love the term blessing box. I think that's very well put and just has the perfect ring to it. And I imagine a lot of people, like myself, we buy way too much. And someday we look at it and we go, my God, I have 8 boxes of Band-Aids. I didn't realize they fell behind something, or 15 bars of soap or shampoo, or maybe a soccer ball that I used 30 years ago, but maybe I'm getting a little too old for that now, or tennis rackets. So there may be items that they could share with you and obviously help a lot of people. I understand that you actually use puppets and have written some children's books on this topic. Can you fill us in on that a little bit?
Sure. It was around 2005. A lot of other challenges in my life. One of them was my younger daughter struggling in the school setting. And that was the creation of the alternative school that we have today. So that was some of the dark times of that, and seeing a teenager struggle and not knowing exactly what to do. The other thing was I was the only co-founder left. The other co-founders left. And around 2005, I had to make the decision if I was going to keep Sunshine going or not. And I feeling all alone when I started with 2 other partners, it was really hard. And I feel, again, my faith, but I got the message or the feeling that write children's books, create puppets. And we had used puppets from the beginning, but those puppets, while it was an evidence-based program, it was phasing out a little bit and the stories were not current. So I created 7 characters who are the Friends from Sunshine Center, who were actual children characters instead of animal characters, all represent different culture, represent different challenges they went through, different family styles. And I wrote stories with the help of my daughter, and also based on the hundreds of kids that we met through the years. And I published 2 books. One is the Friends from Sunshine Center, Promoting Peace, Appreciation of Diversity, which shares the diversity of the different characters and, celebrates our uniqueness and our similarities. Then I also wrote Javier's Sister, A Family Struggle with Drug Addiction. Those books give simple words to tough topics, also based somewhat on some of my own personal challenges, but then some of the other families that I had been working with, and how a family gets affected when there's drug addiction in the home, when a teenager is beginning to use drugs and they have brothers and sisters who are watching the struggles and watching the family fight and not knowing what to do. I give those books out now. I go speak in some of the local sober homes, the shelters, the treatment centers, the recovery programs, and I will share those books with others, give them a little bit of hope. That series is called the One Day the Sun Will Shine Again series, because when life can seem so dark, especially when there's drug addiction and, of course, the increase of addiction and drug abuse now, besides COVID, just what's happening in the world today, the dark clouds, their sun is still shining behind those clouds. And someday we will get to see that sun, and if we know that others are going through similar things, maybe not exactly what you're going through, but similar things, that there is hope. So those puppets now will go to schools and teach about bullying and teasing, teach about anger management. They're here in our summer program. We have a YouTube channel and a Facebook channel. During COVID, we met every week and we went live every week with a different puppet lesson. And we had anywhere from 100 to 1,000 people watching them on Giving Hope during COVID. And they're still available on Sunshine Prevention Center's YouTube. So the puppets was just something that gave me another willingness and hope to continue Sunshine Center, which now we're probably in one of the best spaces that we've ever been at Sunshine Center. So it's some of those dark times, but not giving up hope during those times. If I would have shut the doors to Sunshine Center, I wouldn't be able to see the blessings that we have today.
And I love the connection with the Someday the Sun Will Shine Again, perfect for your organization. So,
well, I just want to add one more time that you are listening to My Hometown on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Mike DeMarco, along with Bill Horan, and today we are learning all about Sunshine Alternative Education and Prevention Center, an organization that is working to build drug-free and violence-free communities here on Long Island. Our guest is Carol Carter, their founder and CEO. Now, I'm curious, do you ever collaborate with local colleges or other places in terms of internships, or do you accept volunteers for your program?
Yes, we do. We have internship programs. We have an art therapy internship that's currently going from Long Island University. We get a lot of Stony Brook students that come and do community service here. Maybe it's a fall cleanup. Last summer, I had 3 different interns, one a drug and alcohol program. I think it was through Suffolk Community College that gained their hours here. Any mental health field, sometimes even the teaching field. So I think we're well known for our collaboration and not letting territorial boundaries stop people from getting services, because we work with other agencies. And, so that's a big part of how we keep going today. We rely on working together with others.
And Carol, as your organization is a nonprofit, how do you raise funds?
Well, that's the biggest and the hardest challenge. It's one of my jobs. I don't have a grant writer here or anything, but through the years, the very first thing was that the town of Brookhaven leased us this building for $1 a year. And in return for that $1 a year, we had to fix the abandoned building up in 1996. We are still here today. So the town of Brookhaven, still, it's $1 a year for lease, but we have to raise the money to keep the building going. We have built a strong partnership with the town. In this time, we became a Suffolk County Youth Bureau agency as well. We get a little funding from there. I reach out to local charities. One of the newest one is Long Island Charities Foundation, who just gave us a donation. But some of the steady ones have been Knapp Sweezy Foundation, Long Island Community Foundation, Frank Anton Foundation. We also have local businesses, Roanoke Sand and Gravel. A lot of people that keep supporting us every year, and Ridgewood Savings Bank, Bank of America. So there's a lot of, it's a lot of work. I have to put a lot of work in each year to build the connections up and the relationships up, but that's how we keep going. That's how we can keep our fees low and affordable by outside agencies. Ronald McDonald Charities gave us a grant towards our new playground. We have an inclusive playground that they gave us money towards to build that, still raising funds for that. So through these years, we've built a great reputation. And from that reputation, even though we're a small agency, we're doing a lot. And we are getting a lot of recognition from funders and supporters and all.
And if someone wants to give, let's say as part of their estate or just make a donation, is there can you give us the website? Can you give us the address where they would physically send it, and tell us how they would do that?
Okay, so first of all, the website is www.sunshinepreventionctr, which is center abbreviated, sunshinepreventionctr.org. Then there's all information on donations. We do PayPal, Venmo, Network for Good. They can mail a check in to 631, that's the phone number, to 468 Boyle, Boyle Road in Port Jefferson Station, 11776. We also have someone that donates annually securities, through Merrill Lynch. We will take, security. So any way someone wants to donate, and there's never an amount that's too small. $10, people are donating $10 right now towards our We have a Helping Families for the Holidays, and we do a holiday food and toy drive. We do Adopt a Family. So sometimes people give a small amount or, a larger amount. So we're grateful for all of that.
A lot of times kids like to get involved in community projects. This sounds like a great way for them to understand how they can help people and how fortunate they probably are.
Yes, and we will try to utilize families that want to help in any way with toy drives, food drives, and things. So send them our way.
And when it comes to, what you want our audience to remember when it comes to Sunshine Alternative Education and Prevention Center, what would you like them to take away?
Well, first of all, to believe in your dreams because they do come true. Second of all, that don't let the obstacles stop you. I barely made it through high school but I did. I'm still with my husband today as well. We were in high school together. But I went back to school after being trained in that first program. I didn't believe in myself, but then once I knew what I kind of wanted to do, I started about the age of 30. I went back to school and it took me 17 years. I got my doctorate degree. So when you find your passion, you find where you want to go, just believe it. Believe in that. It was hard and all, but I did it. And you can accomplish anything. Don't let the obstacles, don't let the people telling you, no one's going to give you a building, or no, you can't start that business, or you'll never make it in school. Don't listen to those voices, listen to the voices and say, you can do it, and that's what we do. These students in our school, have heard a lot of negative things, and they need to hear the positive voices. So just believe in those dreams. Things do come true.
Carol, once again, give us the phone number where people can get in touch with you.
It's 631-476-3099.
We want our audience to know that our guest today has been Carol Carter. She's the founder and CEO of Sunshine Alternative Education and Prevention Center. Carol, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
I'm Bill Horan. I'm here with Mike DeMarco, and we thank you for listening to this week's special edition of My Hometown.
We like to get your feedback on My Hometown. Send your comments to WHPC@ncc.edu. Nassau Community College, where success starts and continues. Till next time, this is Bill St. James. And remember, there's no town like your hometown.